hope you've been happy, healthy, and safe. Today we are going to do a you versus them reading. So you versus the person on your mind could be a family member, a co-worker, a significant other, or just general, whoever's on your mind right now. So take a moment, think about them, and we will tap into their energies and for the collective and see what comes through. Okay, so clearing the energies from any past readings or any other things, and calling in your guides and your angels to give you messages for this reading today. Okay, we have some guides joining us here. Welcome. Alright, let's see what the situation is for you. The situation is Six of Earth, connecting you both. You have the Six of Earth connecting you both, okay? So some sort of charity or generosity here, okay? On your side, we have the Three of Earth, with talent, recognition, some sort of collaboration. And on their side, we have Three of Fire. So goals, expansion, and vision. So for this, I feel like the situation right now, I don't feel like this is a bad situation at all. I feel like this is something good, actually. Something that's connecting you both is that you got the charity, windfall, and generosity, right? So with this six, so I do believe that something has been healing, in regards to possibly your finances or your stability or your everyday life, something like that. It feels like something to do with your structures coming through here, and this connection, something to do with your structure, is what's connecting you both. So I do kind of feel like this is a business partnership, because on your side you have the talent, recognition, and collaboration, Three of Earth. So it does feel like you will be partnering up with possibly a few different people. Okay, and that's because of your recent or your past talent, and getting recognized for the work that you have done. Okay, now on their side, they're looking at you with a vision of expansion. Okay, they have a certain goal in mind, and three connecting you both, and connecting you both is six. So this is threes and sixes. If a 9 comes through here, I think this is probably a really good connection for you both. Okay, is how this is feeling to me. Okay, and just as I look at the timer, 4:44, so that could be significant to you as well. Let's dig deeper here. Let's get some more on your side. get some clarification for your side. Oh. Okay. We have 3 cards came out here on your side. We have transformation with realization and life change, liberation. So basically that is the Tower card, and you got another 6 here with a 1. So that's maybe a decision coming through for you in the very near future that you will have to make in regards to this. 6 being healings and 1 being new beginnings, right? So something is being recognized on your side, that you need to make a life change, and this is liberating you, okay? Underneath that you have the balance card, moderation standing out here. So there is an element here of there needs to be change in the way you do certain things, or there just needs to be some balance within this. So I'm picking up, instead of going all out, maybe you are somebody who goes all out in things, gives it your all. There needs to be a bit of balance here. There needs to be a strike in balance. It's all or nothing with you, and Spirit just cautioning you that you need a little bit of self-control. It needs to be a bit more balanced, okay? You also have the Ace of Water with emotions, relationships, and intuition. I do feel like in the past, perhaps emotions have played a part in basically everything, right? You followed your intuition, like your emotions have kind of guided you. If something felt bad, you ran with that, with your intuition. If something felt good, you ran with that. And so you were very much in your feels, and I feel like now people are starting to recognize that you are this, that you are this way, and that your feels were correct in the long run, right? Okay, let's see their side. Okay, they have, there's another 6 coming through here. They have, choices, okay, because this came in the reverse. There's choices, between possibly other people, but let's see what else here. Oh. I feel like maybe in the past, here's kind of what I'm picking up from their side, okay? I feel like there were barriers. They wanted to expand. They had certain goals. They had a different vision with the 3 of Fire. But they came up towards a block of some sort, okay? Something was standing in their way. And I feel like it was this Lovers, like it was a choice. Maybe there was a relationship that, how do I describe this? Like a change in a relationship that affected their choices. There, you got the ego card, so there's some sort of ego or illusion or something that caused them to make the choices that they made. So while you on this side were going with your intuition, they on that side were going by what other people were telling them. And then the 5 and the 1 is also a 6, so that needed to be healed, okay? Something needed to be let go of to free basically the ego and this illusion of possibly like materialism coming through. It's almost like there was an illusion that someone was making somebody out to believe that they were after something that they weren't actually after. If that makes sense. Okay. Strength, courage, compassion, perseverance. I do believe they have compassion. I feel like they're a very compassionate type of person or people, if this is more than one person that you're dealing with. I feel like there is an ability to push through and strive for success. They don't feel like they give up easily. They feel like like they're very grounded. And then coming through with that is the 11. So they do feel like they're a very grounded individual. Like they, and for some reason with this individual, I feel like they are staying strong and just moving forward. They're like, okay, this did not work out, or, I want this, and I'm gonna go after it, kind of situation is what I'm picking up here. I'm picking up a little bit of maybe there were, I want to say, things that were maybe said about them that were not necessarily true. Feeling here, but they didn't let that hurt them or stop them. Do you know? On your side, you have the 6 of air again. So another 6 here. 6 is just all over. So a lot of healing needs to be done in this relationship between you and whoever this is. Whether it is work or whether it is just... I almost feel like this is almost just your relationships in general. Okay? with the 6, it could be maybe six people. It could be something to do with 6 months. Maybe 6 months ago, maybe something happened with this that caused all this to basically, I guess, liberate. I want to say liberate you, but also liberate them. I do feel like you are moving on from the stress, I want to say inability for others to see your goals and your visions. You're moving on from this, okay? Let's see what advice does Spirit have? Let's use these ones. Yes. Okay. What advice does Spirit have towards this connection? Actually, for the both of you, or for, I guess, if the person or people aren't watching this, this would be just advice for you, okay? So what will help in this situation, please, Spirit? What will help in this situation? Okay, Spirit, you got a 15 again, which is another 6. This is a whole different deck of cards. So again, that healing, creating that sense of harmony for yourself, self-sacrifice, that sort of thing, catching your breath, okay? Spirit is advising you to catch your breath, and however this situation caused some sort of tower moment for you, like, I am feeling that it's you're gonna move past it. You are moving. I feel like, because of the beginning of this reading, it felt good to me. It felt like, you know, there's going to be some sort of charity or windfall, or something's coming in for you after this healing to balance out your foundations, okay? Spirit, though, saying you do need to catch your breath in regards to this, okay? Stay grounded. Don't focus on it. Kind of don't stress about it. Just kind of ground. Keep your loving, kind nature to you, because I'm really picking that up. A lot of green. This falls right under the green. A lot of green in yours. Like, I feel like you're very talented. You're very artistic. You're very intuitive. That sort of thing. Higher ground. It feels like you, and then this is a rose. Looks like a little fairy in the rose, kind of floating through the air there, if you can see above. Spirit just cautioning you to look at the perspective from higher grounds when it comes to this partnership. Remain in that loving space. And I'm also picking up that because you've stayed in this loving space and you haven't let it harm you or jade you, I guess. Yeah, jade, because green, jade, I think jade is green. Yeah, jade you, you've gained the higher ground. Okay, what else does Spirit want to say here? I feel like you have felt very vulnerable. Um, but Spirit is saying that sense of vulnerability is actually what has caused you to keep this structure in the connections that you've had, is showing this vulnerable side of yourself, is what's actually helped you to move forward. So they're saying to keep that side of you, even though you feel overwhelmed and whatever by showing vulnerability. It is actually, vulnerability is really your biggest strength here, right? And for you, I feel like there was an illusion around materialism on your side where people were viewing you as that's all you wanted, but really it wasn't at all. It's kind of how I'm picking that up. You also have the laughter card. So it is important for you, Spirit is saying, to continue to see the bright side of things, continue to stay strong, continue to laugh, because I feel like you are somebody who always wants to kind of have fun. You do it in a bit of a childlike way, but you want to keep that lightheartedness about you. And Spirit is saying that's also, it shows vulnerability, but it's also one of your biggest strengths. Okay. Let's get another one here. Illumination. It feels like something has been or will be illuminated to you about this. About this connection, about this situation. It feels like, it almost feels like you haven't given yourself enough credit, or it's almost like you don't see yourself the way other people see you, your talent, your those types of things. That could be the illusion as well, is that you think other people view you a certain way, but they actually don't. Okay? And this is being illuminated to you, that, you know, you're far more powerful and strong than you think you are. Okay? Open your heart with the 10 and the swan. So I feel like you are in the process of opening your heart. I feel like many people have seen you become this swan by opening, beautiful swan by opening your heart. It feels like you're very graceful, you're very, you're a bit mysterious, your beauty pretty much captivates people, but they can't really get close to your heart. Because it feels like you're very guarded. It feels like you have a lot of love to give, but because you're so guarded, it's hard for people to see it or for you to let that in. If that makes sense, okay? Intuition, they're saying just keep using that intuition. So far that has been one of your biggest strengths, and you got a 3 and a 6 here again, ending this with this last card. So 3s, and then we have the 6s connecting you, and then the last card I pull is 36. So definitely intuition has been your strong point. So it's very important that you continue to follow that, okay? To follow your intuition and to let the universe kind of guide you in important decisions that you want to make, right? Because it feels okay. And then you got okay, take these 2 cards. Trying to figure out how I want to translate this. What they're trying to say here. Okay, the 2 cards you've got is the edge of evolution feels messy, and then with another 6, the distraction of shiny things. So I feel like there's a piece of you right now that is evolving to a higher degree. I want to say almost untouchable degree. And to you, it feels like things are falling apart around you. You're being distracted by certain people, certain events, certain situations, and it feels like everything's just kind of messy, right? Messy and just disorganized. It doesn't feel like there's structure for you. It could be that you are a leader of some sort, and perhaps you're leading a group of people. Maybe there's 6 of them, because that's coming through, right? 3 to 6 of them, and it almost feels like they're putting blocks on your path to distract you somehow from your intuition. That's how this is coming across, okay? So I'm not real sure. You'll probably know what this is about, but I don't really. It kind of makes sense, but it doesn't make sense, so I'll just leave it there. We'll get a surrender card and a message from the universe, and then I'm going to leave the reading there for you, okay? And hopefully this makes sense to you. Okay, surrender your ego. Okay, so in this situation, and I feel this is for all of the parties involved, but because it came in twice, I feel so it's more so on their side. Yeah, on their side, than it is your side, right? Cultivate gratitude and be of service to others and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will go further with your goals. Okay, so again, with the vulnerability and humility, right? It's okay to admit when you're wrong. It's okay to admit when you're wrong, okay? I feel like, because it feels like there's multiple people at play in this. Feels like one party, and I don't know if it's you or them, or a combination of you and them, or you and one other person, or I'm not really sure how this plays out. I feel like there was one individual who was strong. They, hands down, they just followed their intuition. They didn't let anybody sway them, even though people were lying to them and, telling them, trying to make them out to be the bad guy. They just were like, no. And then it was like maybe multiple other people were getting involved and like trying to tell them, no, this person didn't. It was like there was a clash of egos that were playing against, and I feel like they were playing against two people in particular. And one person was following their intuition to a T. They wouldn't back down, and they weren't going to let their integrity keep them from what they knew was right. And I feel like these other individuals told maybe the person who was leading, or the person in charge who had a very good opinion of this person before, thought they were very talented, stuff like that. There was some ego at play here. They made them out to look bad. And it just, the whole thing fell apart. And then choices were made, goals were changed. It feels like a system here fell apart, and it was all because of the ego. Somebody's ego. But somebody else showed vulnerability. They were vulnerable. They stepped up. They said, yeah, I was wrong, but this is why I did what I did. And they ended up with the short end of the stick, while everybody else went away winning, but actually in reality no one won, and the situation just basically was at the, I want to say, yeah, I guess they're saying, is that the, I don't know if that's the right way to say that, at the mercy of healing. So in this entire situation, it was almost like the tower had to fall in order for realization and life change. The tower had to fall. And it feels like this talented individual, this individual that was following their intuition, it feels like they ended up with the short end of the stick somehow, however this plays out in your situation, okay? And it's all because of the clash of egos, because everybody had ego. And I feel like even the person with the intuition had ego, but in a totally different, loving sort of way. It was more of an ego like, you know what? I'm not putting up with this anymore kind of deal. Okay? Message from the universe. Okay, I have no idea what this is, but if this resonates, if it makes sense, please leave me a comment in the section below, because I'm interested to know what this is. Okay. Or if this helps you at all. Okay. So the advice from the universe is be true to yourself. So, and that, you might be the intuitive one, okay? In this situation, that might be who I'm connecting to, right? And Spirit is just saying, be true to yourself, because like a windfall will come for you, because of your past charity, your past generosity. A windfall is coming, but certain things, structures had to be put in place. Like the tower had to fall in order for these structures to be put in place, and for you to realize that it's time for you to move on, to balance yourself, to follow your emotions. Okay, this is how they're saying it. Okay, so your emotions, I feel like someone told you that your emotions don't help you make choices. But in reality, your emotions are tied to your intuition. So let's say somebody is doing something behind your back, but you don't know what it is, but every time you're around them, or every time you feel off, you feel angry, you feel sad, you feel whatever, that's your emotions. Your intuition is trying to tell you through your emotions that something's not right. But somebody else, because of their ego, was like, you're too emotional, you shouldn't you shouldn't be that way. And so you're like, no, and you were strong, and you put your foot down, and you said no. Like, emotions are a good thing, not a bad thing, right? And so you kept true to yourself. And Spirit, I feel like this isn't so much of a message as it is as an accolade for being true to yourself, and to standing your ground and listening to that, because I feel like that is ultimately had a ripple effect on these other individuals in this situation. Because I feel like perhaps they are now realizing that, yeah, you know what, maybe this person was right. and we had them pegged all wrong. We thought they were after power and money and this and that, and they actually weren't, because maybe someone was telling them that's what they were after, but they weren't, or you were after, or whatever it is, whatever the case may be, right? But I feel like you held strong in your integrity. You've had talent. You just focused on yourself. You kind of stayed out of everybody else's kind of business. It feels like, whoever I'm connecting with, I don't feel like you get involved in unnecessary drama. You just sort of, even though you get sucked into drama, I feel like you are an avoider of drama. Like, you just kind of like, oh my god, you know, you get sucked in, you have to deal with it, maybe because you're some sort of leader or whatever. But you kind of, you want to stay outside of that, okay? And Spirit is saying that's always been the best thing to do, okay? You may not ever understand what's going on in their life, but you can always figure out what's going on in yours. Tally ho, the universe. So, yes, I feel this is accolades to you. That I feel like whoever I'm connecting to, you're very self-focused, and I want to say, because you're self-focused, you may come across as selfish to others. However, and I'm feeling this because you're not involved in everybody else's business. You're just focusing on you and trying to get your life in order and things like that. And so other people see you as a selfish individual, when it's quite the opposite. Like, if somebody came to you and said, hey, I need your help, you'd help them hands down, because I feel like you're just this loving, generous individual, right? And that shines through. You will go the extra mile to help someone, but you're not if they come to you for help, but you're not going to go digging around in their business to help them. Okay, if they come to you, ask for help, and ask for help, you help them, right? I feel like that's kind of how this plays out. And because of the fact that you are this way, it's good and it's bad. So you seem selfish when in actuality you aren't. And I also feel that maybe not only you were like this, but this other individual who's intuitive, or if it's not you that's intuitive, or who got the short end of the stick, I feel like they are very much that way as well. They do their business. They're talented. They just focus on their business. They focus on that. If someone comes to them for help, they help them hands down. They'll go the extra mile. But again, they don't go digging in everybody else's business. And that could be the Lover's card too. Like, because I feel like there are two people actually connected, even though in this situation I feel like there are multiple people at play. This does very much feel like a businessy reading. However, this could be a friend circle, this could be family, something like that, okay? Take it how it resonates. Okay, so this reading went a lot longer than I expected it to. A lot of downloads coming through. So I'm gonna put this out there. If if you made it to the end of this video, and perhaps you want a question answered, put it in the comments below. I don't have many people commenting, so I don't have many viewers. So, really good for you. If there's a question that you want answered, put it in the comments below. I will be able to read that, and I will be able to answer your question in a future reading. Okay? So, yeah, there you go. Okay. Good luck to you. Have a great day, and talk to you next time. Take care.